Hey guys, welcome back to the biggest agricultural platform in Namibia known as Duna Wengombe, which means the headman of cattle. My name, of course, Mitchell Mutumba Simata, aka the headman of cattle. So, sorry. So this past week, man, I think from Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So this past 4 days, I found myself in Katima. I haven't been back to Katima in nearly, let's say, 10 years. Last time I was there, probably 2015 was the last time I was there. I mean, 2020, I also went. I just spent a few days and then I back to Windhoek. So I went there, man, because I'm always hearing people are like, yeah, no, Zambezi, good region, high rainfall, lots of water, good for agriculture, can be the breadbasket of the country, and the unemployment rate in Zambezi shouldn't be that high. I know what the issue is with Zambezi. I can tell you, lack of capital. There are many young people with good farming ideas, but they don't have the money to be able to get the agricultural processes going. This is why many of them either finish high school, go to university or college, study, get a degree, get a diploma, and then get a job. And then when they eventually do retire, do they come back to the Zambezi and get involved in agriculture? Because for a university graduate just to jump and say, I'm going to do farming is going to be very difficult for him or her. Why do I say that? It's going to be expensive because money is not going to be on their side. Capital is a problem in Zambezi. It's why when I was there on Saturday, was it on Sunday? No, on Saturday, on Friday, I told my old man that, look, the people that do agriculture here in this region are you guys, the retirees, the pensioners, our parents, our grandparents. Because you guys are getting either your pension and your what do they call it, old age payment for being an old person, the money you get for that, and that little you get, you probably reinvest it in your agriculture. But even when you obtain that, it's not enough. It's not a lot. This is why the livestock in the Zambezi look the way they do. Because people have cattle. Let me not like people have lots of cows. People have over 200, 300. Maybe the lowest a person can have is 70 to 80 animals. That's a small number for them, but in other parts, a lot of animals. But you look at their animals, it's not the best quality around. Why? Because money. Even though your parents are getting a pension or getting whatever, they probably don't have enough to buy the medication that's needed. Uh, I can't recall, but I went to my uncle's crawl to go look at his crawl just to go see what's going on there, what are they doing, what's up there. When I got there to have a look, I found the animals there, and one of the animals was developing lumpy skin disease. So then the gentleman takes medication, the wrong medication, by the way, which does not treat lumpy skin, it treats other things, which I took and I read and I said, nah, this medication doesn't treat lumpy skin. This is not the medication for lumpy skin. You need to get other medication. You need to get the lumpy skin medication. Once you get it, vaccinate all your animals because chances are they're all probably starting to be infected one way or another by this animal that's sick. It won't work. Then he was like, okay, we'll do so. Hey, but money. Because I think if you buy Lumpivex, I think Lumpivex in Namibia is like 1,300, 1,005, almost 1,005. So then he said that, and I was like, yeah, no, it's you need to make a plan. And that just took me back to saying, even the young people that are sitting in Katima, unemployed, as much as they want to go into agriculture, might not have the capital. The thing of agriculture is, and I've always said this, we don't talk about the money aspect of agriculture. We don't talk about how much it costs just to have a kraal of cattle. We don't talk about how much it costs just to start planting or doing horticulture. When we start talking about the expenses in agriculture, maybe then can young people actually know what they're getting themselves into. Because the mindset, particularly back home in Zambezi, people just have a mindset of I buy cattle, I get a worker, and Jesus take the wheel. Yeah. That's the mindset they have. Jesus take the wheel. And that Jesus take the wheel type of mindset is part of the reason It's part of the reason many of them struggle. It's part of the reason why their livestock look the way they do. It's part of the reason why their crops, if it doesn't rain well, their crops burn and they don't get any harvest because it's Jesus take the wheel. I went to another lady's field. She's planting maize. She showed me. Maize looks amazing. The maize has come out, it's growing, but then the rain has stopped for a period there. It has stopped for a while now. It hasn't been raining. She's worried. She's like, Ish, I'm stressed. If it doesn't rain, I'm probably gonna lose all my produce or my maize. And I've spent about close to 8,000 plowing because within that 8,000, I've had to hire tractors, I've had to buy seeds, I've had to get people that come and do the weeding because the weed grows quick in fields. And then she said she's stressed. Then I told her, well, ma'am, if I have to advise you, I'll tell you probably consider in future, not now, when you are fine, to get irrigation systems. I'm not saying get the most sophisticated, expensive irrigation systems, even if you can get the most simplest one. If it's the sprinkler you place in the middle and the sprinkler can fire water, I don't know how many meters it does, it covers, get that. It's better than nothing. It's terrible that you're taking so much money and you're putting it into your crop farming, your horticulture business, and you don't get anything in return. It's bad that that happens. So she said she'll look at that, but finances. I said no. When you are fine, do that. Let's start doing that. And then from there on, I went to another gentleman who's running goats. He's a goat farmer there. He's got some goats, and he was there busy showing me his goats. And one of the goats was developing ORF illness. And then I looked at it and I said, why aren't you treating that goat? He was like, I don't know what to buy. And not just that, how much is the medication? I told them, look, forget the expense. Look at your budget. Plan for it and buy it and get it as soon as possible because that one goat that is ORF is going to affect the entire crop. Eventually, the entire crop is going to develop the ORF illness, the sore mouth or scabby mouth, and then all your goats are going to be sick. And then it's going to take time for you to really try and get it treated and to cure it, or you're going to lose all your goats. So you have to decide, which he said he's going to do. He took me to his another goat crawl. He showed me his goats. They're good-looking females, not the best, but good-looking. And he showed me his male. I looked at the male. I said, I like its color. It's got a very nice color. But you didn't really do selection here. I think you just bought it because of price. Because I prefer to select a male that's a bit white, a white-bodied male. Because why? That white-bodied male means I'm going to have white-bodied kids. White-bodied kids are going to mean in future I'm going to have white-bodied daughters. Buy a white body male because it means more weight, more meat on the kilogram, and when you slaughter, you get more of the animal per kilogram. Which he said, no, he's gonna look at, he's gonna try it. And I said, that's how it has to go. So I went back home and I looked at my region. I said, water is there, land is fertile, and all these things. But what do the people lack? It's not that they lack effort. These people are trying. They're trying their hardest. What they lack is capital. It's money. It's equipment. It's tools. It's this modernized, sophisticated tools which they don't have. Once these things are established in that region, and it's much more easier and much more not and much more simpler for youth to be able to access loans and funds to actually get involved in the agricultural sector, we'll see a change. But many of that youth aren't really being involved because it's expensive. Yes, you can say, well, you don't need a tractor, you can plow with your oxen. You can have oxen, but you need to hire people to do the plowing for you. Or you can do the plowing, but you need someone to be able to do the sowing of the seeds, to put them into the ground. And then after you're done doing that, after you're done doing that, you will need a person to do the weeding because many of them don't spray herbicides. One person says, I don't like spraying herbicides because they might be detrimental to the environment. But then I told that person as the herbicides have improved, they are much more green friendly herbicides. They don't come and poison the ground or poison the animals around, the little creatures, the little critters and the birds. These herbicides, they just kill the plant. The reason why most of them say that is not because they don't want, it's because they don't want to spend money. So then I sat there and I was like, we need to have discussions on the money aspect of agriculture. How much it costs farmers, how much do farmers need daily just to be able to run their operations? Maybe I should interview an experienced farmer who does both livestock and horticulture so he or she can tell us. I remember I did research on what is this thing, sugarcane farming in South Africa. The one man said he spends about 70, was it 70 or 7? I think between, I think 70 there, thousand just to get a hectare of sugarcane. So that's the sad reality. And I think this is why many young people back home, back in Zambezi, aren't really involved in agriculture. Because a lot needs to happen. Sinking of boreholes, drip irrigations, nutrition. People have cattle, but they don't focus on the other aspect of cattle farming, which is animal nutrition. Some of them just have 80, 100 cows, and they don't focus on that. And the 80 or 100 cows are a lot of cows, but when you look at them, even this time when it's raining, when there's so much rain, there's so much greenery, the cows aren't getting fed. And then you ask yourself, what's going on? It's because we don't focus on the nutrition of animals. It's the same thing. Like if your kid eats about 4 plates a day, and this kid is not growing the way he should be, he's not gaining the needed weight, he's not building the needed muscles. Next thing you do, you take him to the doctor, and then the doctor will direct you to a dietitian. Dietitian will look at the kid and be able to say, okay, this and this could be the reason why this kid is not actually gaining the weight. And many of the farmers back home still don't understand licks. Most of them think licks are feeds. There's a feed, there's a lick. A feed is what you give your animals when certain things are missing. Grass, a bale of grass is a feed. A lick is what a lick is like. How do I put it? I can say a lick is like a vitamin pack. Simple terms, because in that vitamin pack, it's got your vitamins, your nutrients, your minerals that are well needed for your livestock to grow and to develop the way they need. There's minerals in that packet of lick to strengthen the bones, the joints, the heads, the horns, help improve the fertility, the reproductive organs of the animals. This is what lick does. And most of the time is many of the farmers back home don't do that. They don't buy any licks for the animals. The animals are on 100% natural grazing, which is good, but you just need to add some nutrients and vitamins here and there for these animals to really reach their growth potential. Some of the animals are stunted. Big horns, very small animal. Big horns, very small animal. Big land, very small maize. Maize grows very slow because it needs water. So those were some of the fact findings that I found. And now I said that the year of 2023 should be a year of putting each other on. Should be a year of putting each other on. Let's make 2023 the year of putting each other on. This is why I said, now, man, I definitely need to come back here. I need to come host a Farmers Information Day in Zambezi. I need to get some of my friends in the cattle business, the horticulture business, and probably get somebody from, I don't know what else they do, and probably get somebody who's a specialist in water, and to just come in. I mean, someone who does hydrology, just to come and teach people how we can dig boreholes and how we can get water to be able to do irrigation of our various plants and various horticulture projects. Because it's gonna be sad if the rain stops now. Let's say it stops for end of Jan, end of Feb, it stops, only restarts in April. Those 2 months, for those that don't have irrigation, their maize is gonna be. Because I drove by Combat as I was heading back to Vinduk. The maize in Combat, just unfortunately, I couldn't stop there and go capture some videos and interview the farmer. The maize in Combat are grown. Some of them are even starting to develop hair, which tells you that it's not long before the harvesting is going to start happening in the Combat area. But Zambezi, some of the maize is still, this is the ground. Some of them is this high from the ground. Some are this, some are here. They're not here where they can start growing their hair and actually start producing the cob. They're not yet there. So those are the fact findings that I found back home. And I said, hey, I really need to come back here and we really need to fix this. That's why I said on my WhatsApp status, for those that have my personal number, I've said, there's a lot of agriculture happening here, but it's not happening in the right way. We need to turn the screws here and there, the twist of the screw here, twist of the screw there, and things can actually be good. But it's going to take effort. It's not going to be overnight. It's going to take a while before that region really reaches its potential. Because every second house, it's like if I have to give an example, I'd say it's like Limpopo. Every second Limpopo in South Africa, every second house has mangoes growing. There's so much mangoes. My aunt's house has so much mangoes growing on the trees that some of them are falling onto the ground and the chicken are eating them. So every second house has potential to grow something. It's just the capital, and it's just formalizing and putting it in a direction. So that's it, guys. I just want to say bye for now.